conspiracy theory, the belief that some secret but influential organization is responsible for an event or phenomenon.
As you can see, there is something going on. Majority of the decisions are going in the favor of South Korea. There is always a rumor that the home team, aka the team that are hosting the World Cup, are often favored in the World Cups. But this is different. This is looking like a match fixing. This is looking like they want South Korea to reach the later rounds as much as they can. The 2002 FIFA World Cup is remembered as the tournament where Brazil won the whole thing, and Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, and Ronaldo were shining brighter than the stars in the night sky of Yokohama, where the final took place. But thanks to refereeing, the golden goal rule, and one of the host nations, South Korea, it is also considered as one of the most scandalous of all time. The 2002 FIFA World Cup should, by the rights, be remembered as one of the most exciting World Cups in recent time, where an underdog Senegal defeated then the defending champions France in the group stage. Turkey finishing third, one step away from the final. The host nation Korea deep run in the tournament, which included knockout triumphs over Italy and Spain. And the final where Brazil defeated Germany to win their 5th World Cup. However, it was the upset of previous round which sent reverberation around the globe. The first controversial decision of the tournament took place 6 years before it even began, when Japan and Korea were selected as joint hosts in the summer of 1996. However, initially represented rival bids for the competition, it was the first time that two nations would accept sharing duties for the World Cup, with neither country having the infrastructure required to do it alone. The fact that Japan never qualified for the World Cup at the time of the bidding raised numerous eyebrows, as did the obvious logistic issue for the fans traveling across the sea between the venues. As the first World Cup to be staged in Asia, many accused FIFA of putting political expeditions over supporter convenience. With questions of football culture in South Korea and Japan almost precedent as they were with regards of Qatar World Cup 2022. In the end, the fan culture in South Korea came as a pleasant surprise to many, even if there was a less enthusiasm in Japan after they were knocked out by Turkey in the round of 16. Under the management of Gus Hiddink, the Korean far outdid their rival co-host, whipping up the storm of the World Cup. The group stage went by with little incident for the Koreans, who notched up convincing win over Portugal and Poland, as well as 1-1 draw against the United States. There was a little bit of controversy from the Portugal match after Beto and João Pinto were sent off in their match. But the truth is, South Korea had deserved the win and went to the top of the group in fair and square way. But where the fairness of the proceeding came into the question was in the round of 16 clash with Italy, which South Korea won 2-1 after the striker Jung Wan headed a golden goal past Buffon 3 minutes before the game went to penalties. Italy had been underwhelming all tournament despite boosting the talents of Maldini, Cannavaro, Totti, Nesta, Inzaghi, Materazzi, Vieri, and the likes. But the manner of the defeat left a bitter taste in the mouths of the fans and the establishment back home. Christian Vieri scored an opening goal for Italy near the 20-minute mark, but Italy supporters became agitated by what they perceived to be a steady flow of unpunished fouls. As it was, Ecuadorian referee Brian Monero allowed the Koreans to continue their robust pressing game with near impunity, and the tactics paid dividend. They hustled the Italians into conceding a goal late on, before Jung Wan came up with a decisive intervention in extra time. In the meantime, the Italians fell victim to an unbelievable leniency of refereeing errors. Francesco Totti was harshly sent off for diving simulation in the penalty box, though after watching the replay, it certainly wasn't a dive. Damino Tomasi had a goal also wrongly disallowed for being offside. The Italian player was constantly being tackled hard, including a 2-foot challenge on Zambrotta, an elbow on Alexandro Del Piero. But no card was shown to the South Koreans. After the game, the Italians were livid as many refused to recognize that South Korea won the match. While in the act of petty vengeance, Jung Wan, who had scored the winning goal, was playing for Paraguay in Serie A at the time, had his loan cancelled. Conspiracy theory began to swirl around the ref and was later investigated by FIFA on accounts of number of controversies. At the time, however, Slabata insisted that the mistake had been down to human, not premeditated errors. The prevailing opinions of Italy was that the match had been manipulated so that they can keep the host nation in the tournament, and that the FIFA grand ambition in Asia had been prioritized over the integrity of the result. The European media was even more enraged after South Korea knocked out Spain on penalties in the quarterfinal. This time, the Egyptian referee Gamal Al Gandour was the heart of the controversy, having disallowed 2 perfectly good goals and had leniency of offside calls that greatly hindered the Spanish side. For the first goal, Del Pedro floated a set-piece free kick and came off the South Korean defender and into the net, but was disallowed. The second occurred 2 minutes into the extra time when the linesman flagged that the ball had gone out of the play of the touchline, though replays proved it was stayed in. The South Korean converted all their 5 penalty kicks and secured a spot in a semi-final against Germany. Had South Korea downed Germany in semi-finals, there may well have been riots. Instead, they were finally knocked out by a single goal from Michael Ballack, bringing their unlikely World Cup run to an end. The host nation were treated like heroes in Korean Peninsula, with even the chairman of North Korea Football Association, Ri Kwon-gung, sending public congratulations to his nation's bitter enemies. South Korean players even received an exemption from their compulsory military service to continue their training and prepare for the 2006 World Cup tournament. In both Italy and Spain, there are still sporadic outbursts of anger over the perceived injustice of World Cup, with the FIFA corruption scandal of 2015 only strengthening the suspicion that the match were influenced by politicking from football's world governing body. Nonetheless, those matches are remembered with great fondness in the hearts of South Korean citizens, and no amount of European mourning can take the shine of their greatest ever World Cup campaign.